Greetings. I'd like to formally welcome you to the AP US History course offered through QVS. As you already heard, I am Mrs. Sedmak and I will be your instructor this year. And I wanted to take the opportunity today to get you familiar with the course page and perhaps answer some questions that you have in terms of how you should move forward with the course in the next or first few days, I should say. One thing that I like to do is communicate with you at least once per week through email. So essentially, what I do every week is send you a message outlining your responsibilities, my expectations for you in the coming week so that you can stay on pace and that we can prepare you properly for the AP exam that you'll take in May of the school year. So again, welcome to the course. I'm so happy that you decided to take AP US History this year. What I'm going to do now is to take you on the course page and give you a little bit of a tour so that you can get started on the items that I would like you to do in the first few days of class. Okay, so let's go to the course page. When you first log in to QVS, you'll see the AP US History course on your dashboard. And in looking at the course page, there's a few items on here that will remain constant, and I'll talk about them briefly. One thing is this little counter in the top right-hand corner of your page. The AP exam for US History is on May 6th. So your goal is to finish the course before then so that you can do a nice job on that exam. As you can see, there's 245 days until the day of the exam. Another feature on the page is the instructor section. So I am your course instructor. My email address is there. My Skype handle is there. Office hours as well. As you can see, I'm currently in our QSI school in Benin. So if you want to see what time it is where I'm at, you can click on that link right there. I'm pretty much available anytime, even though I do have office hours listed. So if you contact me and give me the best times that I can get back to you, that's probably the best way that we can keep in touch, okay? There's a few items that you need to look at immediately when you open the course page, and the first item is the course syllabus. So if you click here, essentially I've outlined the entire course for the year, so you can see beginning and end dates for all of the essential units, and I'll talk more about the essential and selective units in a moment. I am bound in this course to follow the content that the AP College Board has outlined. And again, that's to prepare you for the exam that they are offering. So if you click on the file here, you can read through the course description. It's quite a lengthy document. Essentially what it does is it outlines the course, looking at the different time periods within the context of US history that you are expected to master. There's even some sample questions in there. It outlines course themes that are important, and it also goes through a lengthy discussion of some of the important course skills that you need to master. Skills like contextualization, comparison, analysis of continuity and change over time. So these are important features of the AP course, and they'll be integrated in many of the lessons that you do throughout the year. The textbook for the course, you have a digital copy, so my suggestion to you would be to click on the file here and download it to your device so that you don't have to depend on internet to have the textbook. It's a huge file. The textbook is over 1,000 pages. So if you are in an area where internet is kind of sketchy, my suggestion to you is to immediately download that textbook, and then you'll always have it at your fingertips, okay? We'll use the textbook often throughout the duration of the course. I have some note-taking templates for you to use with that textbook. It's called America's History by James Henretta. So that's the main textbook for the course. Now, on your first day here, I'd like you to participate in this forum right here. In fact, throughout the duration of the course, we'll have several forums, and essentially what forums are, they're online discussions. So they can be discussions between you and I, or if the setting is right, you'll even have discussions between you and your classmates over like some controversial period in history. But this first forum is just an introduction forum, and I'm calling it What's in a Name. And you'll find that when you get into that forum activity, you're actually going to do a little bit of a history of where names come from, what's the meaning of your first and last name. It's really interesting, and it'll actually have you do a little bit of personal history, if you will. After you work through the module, so I'll click here really quick. I don't have a ton of time, but I'll click there and you can see it. After you work through this module right here, then you will click on this button that says add a new discussion topic. And essentially everything that I've outlined within the context of the module, you're going to present to me and your classmates after you click this add a new discussion topic. So when you click on that link, it will open up a box that will allow you to type in all of the information required within the activity. Okay, so that's the first thing that I want you to do. I want you to introduce yourself. It's probably going to take you about 30 minutes, mostly because the forum has you consider many features about names in general, and even personally your name and why your parents chose to name you what they named you when you were born. Okay, so that should be fun. The next thing that I need you to do, if you are going to take the AP exam, I also have a page on the AP College Board website, and you can join the class. From time to time, we'll have you take what are called personal progress checks. So in joining the class, you will have access to those progress checks, and they're a nice little gauge in terms of how you are mastering the different material within the context of the course. And they're a nice gauge also in terms of how well you are expected to perform on the AP exam at the end of the year. So you'll click on the link right here, and then when you get to My AP, you will be prompted to provide a join code for a class, and the join code is KA4JMD. So you could just copy paste it in and then get yourself situated in that class. As it stands right now, there are no questions programmed for you yet, but there will be soon. I just want to get you logged in, and then we'll get that up and running. Okay. The last forum here is a help forum. If you have ever any questions about the course or what you need to do, you can post them in the help forum. And then finally, you'll see here, there's a course attendance tab. So essentially what the page does is it tracks how much time you spend on the course page. It also tracks what days you log in so that I can see that you're just kind of like sticking to pacing and doing the activities that you are assigned. Finally, the next thing that I want you to do is open the first tab. In fact, you'll see there are many tabs, but at this point, most of them are closed to you. But I should just kind of quickly point them out before I take you into the first tab, which is labeled Selective Unit 7. So essentially, this course breaks down different chronological periods within U.S. history, and we will move essential unit through essential unit covering those different time periods. Like I said before, within each time period, there are some themes that we will focus on, and we'll also work on imbuing within you some of the important skills for the AP exam, like comparing different features within a time period, looking at cause and effect, looking at how different regions of the country changed over time. So the first essential unit covers what the AP College Board calls period 1, and that's from 1491 to 1607. 1491 is an important year within the history of the Americas because it represents that year before contact. The period of contact beginning in 1492, of course, is related to the discovery of the Americas by Christopher Columbus. In fact, one of the very first activities within that unit that you will do deals with whether or not Columbus is a hero or a villain. And you'll get to learn a little bit about the history related to that controversial figure. The end date for that time period is 1607. And again, this is important because 1607 marked the first permanent English settlement at Jamestown. So from there, we will then begin to learn about British colonization, particularly, and that will lead us into the Revolutionary period and the foundation of the United States as an independent country. Okay, so these are the essential units. You can see from essential unit 1 to 9, the different time periods that are represented from 1491 all the way up to the present, although I want to use that kind of loosely because with the present, we really mean about 2000 is when the course ends. And my plan is for us to cover all of those periods, all of those essential units by the beginning of May. However, before I open Essential Unit 1 for you, I want you to open Selective Unit 7, which is designed to help prepare you for that AP exam. This chart right here breaks down the different periods and the exam weighting for each of the time periods. And there's a few resources on here that you can use throughout the year in order to review or prepare. But I want you to begin with the 4 parts of the mock exam that I have here on the course page. And it's a mock exam. It's a small sample of what the real exam will look like. So for example, on the real exam, there would be 55 multiple choice questions, but in part 1 of my mock exam, I believe there to be like 25 questions, okay? Part 2 is an example of a short answer question. Part 3 is an example of a document-based question. And part 4 is an example of a long essay question that you would be expected to answer on the AP exam. So in your first couple days of class, I want you to do, going back to the beginning, the introductory forum, what's in a name, and then click on the Selective Unit 7 tab and take the 4 parts of mock exam 1, okay? Again, welcome to the class. It's nice to meet you. Let me bring myself back up. Welcome to the class. It's nice to meet you. And in the next couple days, we'll set up a time that we can talk on Skype or Zoom. In the meantime, please get started and let me know if you have any questions. All right, have a good day.